Hey there, YouTube land. Big Dave here, and today I'd like to make a short video about putting your saxophone together and things to check when you put your horn together, because it sounds simple, but sometimes it causes us trouble. So first of all, the first thing I usually do is take out my neck strap, and sometimes I use a plain black strap if I have to wear a black jacket, but for practicing and other stuff, I usually use one of these heavy leather straps. This is a Roberto's Wins strap from New York. I like it. It's got a cushion. It has a hook on it so I don't drop my horn. The only thing I don't like too much is how you have to adjust it. Sometimes it slips a little bit up and down, so it can be annoying. But other than that, I kind of prefer this strap, so that's why I use it. So that's the good and the bad. Has a clip. I usually take my neck, and the first thing I'll do is, if it doesn't have cork grease on it already, which this doesn't, it's kind of dry. So I'll put some cork grease on the cork, and notice the basketball's on in the background, and March Madness, you know. So anyway, I'm sorry if the basketball's louder than me. So I'll just kind of take that cork grease and make sure that it's on the cork so that the cork isn't dry. It's not really a good idea to put your mouthpiece on a dry cork because after a while it starts to ruin the cork. Next step is I'll take out my mouthpiece, which I usually keep in a bag. I like to keep the mouthpiece in a bag because it just keeps it covered, and then also if it starts falling around the case, sometimes it bangs up your horn. I'll take the cap off, and I keep a cut piece of reed on my mouthpiece to protect, or just keep the ligature in place and to somewhat protect, you know, the mouthpiece. So this is my metal T95, which is what I use most of the time on this horn. And next thing is I'll take a reed out. So I'll take out, well, today, no tricks. I'm just going to take out any reed. You know, I just rejected that one because it looks really bent and warped. So at least let's get something that's somewhat straight. So, but other than that, no tricks. You know, like why I don't want this reed is if you look in the front, I see it's all ripply already. You know, I don't want to deal with that, so I'll just pick out a flatter reed. And I wet the reed in my mouth. I might turn it around. So next thing is I'll put my mouthpiece on the neck. Alright, I usually don't put the neck on the horn first. I put the mouthpiece on, and I kind of know where it goes so that it's pretty much in pitch. So this is about close, but I might adjust it a little bit later. And then I look in the front to see the angle. I might even go like this, put it in my mouth and see if it's somewhat where I need it to be, and it kind of has a pressure to it. I don't always do that because I can usually tell by looking what angle I want it at. Then I'll put my reed on, and what I'll do is I'll just hold it in place with my thumb. Now this mouthpiece, as you can see, is kind of open. So this is a Vandoren 4 soft, and so it's a pretty stiff reed. I'll put my ligature on, and this is the Vandoren, and it has the 4 little dots. I think it's number 3. I'm not really sure which mouthpiece ligature plate this is on here, but I think it's a number 3. Okay, so I don't make it too tight, and I put it down just beyond where the bark stops. So I don't put it really far back, just about like that. And then I'm going to hold my hand under the bottom and see if it has suction. and it kind of has suction. It's not great, but it has pretty good, and that's because of the weather. You know, some days, like we just had a snowstorm, so the reed might be a little swollen, or it could be a little dry. And I'll make a couple sounds in it. I'll blow into it. I might rotate it and check both sides and see if they're both vibrating pretty good, or how it feels when I blow into it. If it, you know, how it vibrates, what kind of sound it makes. I listen to that pitch and see. And then I'll get my horn, take the cap out, and before I even put the neck on, I'll check the C sharp key and see if it's opening. If not, I might flip it open. And then the G sharp, and see if the G sharp. If it's sticking too much, and I'll just run my hands on the keys and see what everything feels like. And it makes a certain sound. You know, when I close them, I can hear it. It has a certain pitch to it. I just see if everything feels like it's working. If one of the keys is really sticky, I might get a Q-tip and a little bit of talc powder or something, or a cornstarch powder usually, and I just put it on the pad. Usually the troublemaker would be the C-sharp key, where when you go to open this, it might stick and not want to open. So you have to just check that and see. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to take my mouthpiece and my neck, and then I'm going to install it in the top. Now, on this horn, well, actually on both my horns, I have my neck is a little bit on the tight side, and I prefer it that way. I don't like the neck too loose. So I'll just carefully put this into the top, just go slowly so that it's in place. And then once I line it up, I kind of know where it has to line up with the center post. And when I look at it, you know, when I look down the horn, I kind of know how it has to be. I can see if it's lined up. But I'll also check this little area right here to see when this, where your octave mechanism opens and closes, you need to have a little space here. Now, if you don't have space and it's rubbing, it can leave this key open, and then your low notes won't play correctly. Another thing I like to look at is this secondary octave vent, which is here. When you hold the octave key and you push the G key on and off, it should be opening along with this back and forth without too much trouble. So now that that's all done, next step is usually I'll just play a couple notes. I'll start with C sharp sometimes. See, and it feels like it's blowing through pretty good. And then I'll just and a B flat. So now this reed right now, it's a little on the dry side, you know, so I would need to play it for 10 or 15 minutes for it to wear in. And because I do use a little stiffer reed, like this is a 4 soft, and the mouthpiece is pretty big, you know, so I need to wear in the reed for a few minutes and make sure that it's moist. So you see it's a little dry on the bottom. You can hear the low notes. They're not ready yet, you know? Okay, so basically, I don't want to run over 10 minutes here, but that's kind of like what I do. Now this is ready. I'll just practice for 10 or 15 minutes, and it will get better and better as I play through it, and eventually the reed will cooperate, and that'll be it, and I'll be ready. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I hope this was useful to you and gives you something to think about. All right? Have a good day.